Fastball rides high. Game underway at 7:05. Muggy, 73 degrees, and we even see a bit of blue overhead tonight. Breaking ball on the corner to Schumacher, who has an 11-game hitting streak. He had 2 hits here last night. A converted outfielder playing second base for Tony La Russa. Hasn't gotten around on the fastball yet. (22 years of age, 6'2", 218. Jammed him with a breaking ball. That is a fair ball as it goes by the bag. Nick Johnson takes care of the rest.
Well, let's give you the lowdown on Mr. Jordan Zimmermann. This is the PNC scouting report. And keep with that Wright stuff. He struck out David Wright up in New York a few times. He got Carlos Delgado. He got Beltran. He was brought over after they did not trade Alfonso Soriano. He was a compensation pick, and that's a compensation for a guy going free agent. So when Soriano went to the Cubs as a free agent, we got Zimmermann, and that's one of the best compensation picks I've ever seen. So we're thankful that Jordan's here.
And Jose Guillen, part of that too. The Nationals ended up with 3 players: Zimmermann, outfielder Michael Burgess, and the left-handed hard thrower Josh Smoker from Georgia.
That's a great name, by the way, Smoker.
I knew you'd like that one.
Joe
Thurston, the hitter.
Last pitch right here to Joe Thurston is just straight heat, 94 miles an hour. You see the little tail at the end. But you'll see a lot of Jesus Flores setting up right down the middle because Jordan Zimmermann's ball moves so much. You don't really have to stay on the edges. His ball's going to move to the edge. Sometimes he'll go to the edge, and then Jordan comes over the top a little bit more to hit it. But for the most part, just bring it.
Target in. Nasty breaking ball. He gets that call from the third base umpire. Kevin Causey is replacing Jim Reynolds, who was hit on the head by a warm-up pitch last night. He's the umpire down at third base who gave the Nats the strike call.
When you're looking for 95 miles an hour and a guy drops 86 like that, it's going to be hard to lay back, and you see Thurston break that plane. Nice strikeout for Jordan.
Albert Pujols hit a 2-run homer here in the first inning of last night. Had a walk and a base hit later in the game, and he's hitting .337.
95 on the black, just a little out. This is the matchup that I like to see, though. Got one of the best hitters in the last almost decade. Gets an up-and-coming kid. Ooh, that was a close one.
2-0.
Challenging him with the heat, though.
Pujols leads the league in RBIs and runs scored.
Last pitch, 94 on the black right here. You see it tail right at the end.
That's a call he might get later. Another breaking ball missing to Pujols, who has an on-base average of .457.
I might throw another breaking ball right here. Walking him's not a bad thing. Well, 95 by him.
Yeah, he was gonna,
I think Albert was thinking what I was thinking.
That was on the outer half.
Hard to hit that even if you're Albert Pujols.
I think Tony La Russa gives him the green light anytime Pujols thinks he can do it. And on 3-1, look at that baby fly. It looks fair, and that ball is way up the seats in left field. That one was flirting with the upper half of the blue seats. When it left the bat, I thought it might reach the concourse. Pujols' 9th of the year.
Well, sometimes it's better to walk a guy who's in the middle of the lineup because he's a future Hall of Famer. Fastball up. Albert Pujols crushes it. He knows it's gone as soon as he hits it. And people are just getting here, haven't even gotten into their seats, get an early souvenir. It's a lesson for the youngster.
Nationals have given up 27 homers on the year now while hitting 23. St. Louis just hit its 25th of the year. And they're in the top 5 in the league in power, with Pujols leading the way with 9. Ludwig on deck has 5. Duncan hitting now has 2. Ball 2.
One of the key there too is you're going to give up home runs, especially being a power pitcher. It's going to happen. He's going to make some mistakes up in the zone, and guys are just going to tap it. It's going to leave the ballpark. But as long as there's no walks on base, it's not going to hurt you that much.
Just missing away, 3-1.
And umpires are going to miss a lot of his pitches. When you're throwing that hard, it's hard to see as an umpire. It's on you so quick.
26-year veteran Tim Welke behind the plate. And Duncan will drop one into left field unless Guzman can get it. He got a glove on it. And Duncan will have a 2-out single. Great effort by Christian Guzman. Now St. Louis brings in another power hitter in Ryan Ludwig.
It's a jam shot. Fastball in on the hands of Chris Duncan. And he's big enough and strong enough to muscle that one in for a base hit. Still a good pitch.
High strike. Ludwig took a bit of a surprise look back at Tim Welke. Here's a guy with a real power stance. And a breaking ball popped up right side. Duke's coming in. Hernandez out there. Elijah will take it. And St. Louis will settle for another first inning Albert Pujols homer. It's 1 run tonight. Runs and in the top 6 in home runs. Problem is the Nats have given up more runs than anybody else in the National League, with Pujols homer 125. And this is 30-year-old Todd Wellemeyer, longtime Cub. He's been with Florida, Kansas City, and now the last 3 years with St. Louis. Making his 5th start, very high ERA of 6.14. Guzman steps in, hitting .419. Last night, his first hitless game of the year, he went 0 for 5. $18 hits, 43 at bats, 6 multi-hit games already, and he's batting .382 from the left side. That ball popped up, and that's over the St. Louis dugout. Southwest.com lineup for the Nationals, hitting .266. Nick Johnson, Ryan Zimmerman to follow, and Nick is in the top tier of the league, 8th in batting average at .338. Willie Harris in center field tonight, and Elijah Duke shuffles over to right. Guzman serves one to left field where Chris Duncan is on the run. He gets there, making the catch of the foul ball.
Give you the PNC scouting report here. Good news, bad news. He hasn't allowed a home run yet, Bob, but he's got a .389 batting average against him so far. Get to him early. Gave up three runs in his first inning of his last start, and watch out. He's got a 6 ERA just like Mitchell Boggs last night coming into this game. But Mitchell's career, this is just for Wellemeyer this year. He made Boggs look like Cy Young out there last night.
Yeah, he got through 6 innings. He gave the Nats 4 runs on 6 hits. Struck out 9. Very uncharacteristic for him. And Rob, is that attributable to the fact that this is a ball club that saw him for the very first time?
Yes, a lot of that is, and he did have all of his pitches working last night. We eventually got to him and got, like you said, 4 runs off of him. But don't give these guys too much credit. You know, this isn't Chris Carpenter out there. It's not Adam Wainwright. It's not Roy Oswalt. You know, this is Todd Wellemeyer. He was a longtime journeyman reliever. Now he's a full-time starter. And, you know, go after this guy. Be aggressive. He hangs some pitches. You gotta crush him. Get him out of there.
23 major league wins in over 6 seasons. 2-1 to Nick. He takes an off-speed pitch. He is really seeing the ball well. And Nick, of course, has a great batting eye. He's walked 8 times, which may not blow you away, but he has an on-base average of .407. 3-1 pitch. And he'll take the walk on a fastball away. Wellemeyer's 7th walk in 22 innings. St. Louis defensively has Ryan Ludwig back in right field tonight. Tyler Green still spelling Khalil Green at shortstop. Joe Thurston, and they got Yadier Molina back behind the plate tonight. Maybe the best defensive catcher in all of baseball. Easily the most athletic catcher who plays every day. Molina's been pretty amazing in his still rather young career. In the last few years, he's had 25 pickoffs. By far the most of any major league catcher. Up the middle. Ball corralled by Green to Schumacher. Throws it wide, and Albert Pujols managed to keep contact with the bag. Zimmerman grounds into a double play for the 5th time this year. Pujols hit a homer. Does a good job of grabbing a wide throw. And we go to the top of the 2nd. Ankiel, Molina, and Tyler Green as we check out the Nats defense. Willie Harris in center field tonight, moving Elijah Dukes over. So Kearns and Willingham out of the lineup. And Manny said he just wants to get Willie Harris some at-bats now that he's back off the DL. And Willie can play all over the place. Any of the outfield positions. Any of the infield positions, really, if he had to. And Zimmerman gets over there to receive the throw from Nick Johnson. Rick Ankiel gone on 1 pitch.
And I agree with that. I mean, he's been on the disabled list, went down on rehab. Get him some big league bats here and keep him sharp. Gives you a little bit more speed in the outfield here. with Elijah Dukes in right now, Willie Harrison center.
Next up, Yadier Molina. A young man who's always been great defensively, but he's really made himself into a good hitter. His batting average over 4 years has gone from 267. A bit of a step back, 252. Really struggled in 06 at 216. Rebounded 275, and then he hit 304 last year, his best season ever. He won his first Gold Glove of probably many in 08. Youngest brother of Benji and Jose. He rips one to short, and Guzman has it with a reaction play to his left. You know, Jordan Zimmermann will give up some of those, and he'll give up a number of hits because he's out there going right after guys.
Wow, and when you throw 95 miles an hour, you just got to put the ball in play. You're supplying the power, and you have to know that. You're going to give up some home runs. You're going to give up some gap shots. You can't get frustrated when you throw a fastball and locate it the way he does. Guys are just going to try to chip it and put it in play.
Yeah, and there's Tyler Green up there hacking. Rookie made his major league debut last night and got that little dribble for an RBI hit in the 9th inning that ended up bringing in 2 runs. Well, Jordan Zimmermann will remember the first time he faced Albert Pujols, won't he?
Yeah, he'll put that one in the memory banks.
Yeah.
That's your welcome to the big leagues, kid.
Good front door breaking ball. Hitter gave up on it. It got the inside corner. And you'd love to see Zimmermann get the number 8 man here.
And you're going to see a lot of guys, the more Jordan Zimmermann pitches at this level, swing early in the count because they don't want to see that. That is a fantastic breaking ball.
Swing and a miss for his second strikeout. A quick inning. That gets Adam Dunn into the dugout, and with a bat in his hands, Dukes and Flores to follow in the Washington second. Get your red on and come on out May 5th. It's another T-shirt Tuesday. Day game against the Astros at 12:35. First 10,000 fans get a free Teddy Cinco de Mayo T-shirt. 888-632-NATS or visit nationals.com. That's a really fun shirt, Teddy with the sombrero. Quite a coincidence. Cinco de Mayo happens on the 5th of May again this year. Adam Dunn fouls one off to the left side. Adam 0 for 3 with a walk and 3 strikeouts last night. He's hit .360 though over his last 7 games. Wellemeyer led up a little bit, missed low and away. They've got a shift on with Skip Schumacher, who used to be an outfielder, playing about 30 feet into the outfield. Shortstop Tyler Green up the middle. 2-1. Threw him another changeup. Cubs came from behind to beat Florida today on a Ryan Theriot grand slam. Florida's now won 4 in a row again. Oh, pardon me, the Cubs broke their 3-game winning streak at Wrigley, and that game was being watched with interest a lot in the St. Louis clubhouse. They are arch rival of the Cubbies, who got themselves back to 500 today, 11-11. St. Louis has a 3.5 game lead in the Central over Milwaukee. Mets have a couple of early runs at Philadelphia as they open up their series tonight.
Here's Adam Dunn. Fewest plate appearances versus walks.
Chan-Ho Park for the Phillies, Mike Pelfrey for the Mets. Adam Dunn's aboard with his league-leading 22nd walk of the year. So Wellemeyer walks his second man of the first 4. He benefited from a double play ball off the bat of Ryan Zimmerman. Here's Elijah Dukes. Elijah last night 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a walk. He goes up ripping that ball to right center, and coming in to make a diving catch, the former pitcher Rick Ankiel. Dropped the ball after he had it for a while. He's always been a really good athlete, and he's made a wonderful transition from major league pitcher to major league outfielder and power hitter.
Just gets jammed a little bit on this Wellemeyer pitch, and Rick Ankiel does make a great play. And he dropped it on the transfer, so it is a catch. Just remember, that's a former pitcher out there diving and making great plays. Hell of an athlete.
Here's Jesus Flores 0 for his last 12 before getting a couple of hits last night. His second career triple last night knotted him his 11th RBI. Big sweeping off speed pitch. 82 miles an hour, counts even 1-1.
There was a time Ankiel was coming back in the minor leagues and he tore up his elbow. He had to have Tommy John surgery on his trip back to the major leagues as an everyday player.
When he first came back to the big leagues as an outfielder, he was mainly playing right field because his arm was so strong and healthy after all the rehab he did. He can really throw.
In center field, I mean, you have to get great jumps, you have to have instinct, and you have to have some wheels. You have to be able to run. He's got all of that stuff.
It's just hard to believe a guy could do what he has done at this level. 1-2 to Flores. Done a really short lead. Jesus will get one into left center. Adam Dunn stops at second, and the Nats have their first base hit. 2 on 1 out with Willie Harris coming up. Harris 3 for 11. Couple of walks. Dunn and Flores. We're not talking blinding speed. It could take 2 hits to score a run,
but we hope not,
depending on where the ball goes. Willie had some great games last year on nights when Manny gave him 3 or 4 at bats. 13 home runs and 43 batted in. Played 140 games but got 87 starts, and he ended up with 367 at bats.
Well, I really believe one of the problems the Cubs are having this year, they need a guy like Mark DeRosa, who was Mr. Everything for them, kind of the way Willie Harris is for us, but also great in the clubhouse. He was the heart and soul of the team. and they traded him to the Indians.
And remember how the Cubs got criticized when they gave Mark DeRosa all that money a couple of years before that?
And it turned out to be an amazing addition to that team. Back-to-back division titles.
1 ball, 1 strike. Good take. Ball 2. WELLEMEYER doing a lot of nibbling here early in the game. Anderson Hernandez, 9 for his last 15, waiting in the number 8 spot. And Willie Harris will pop it up to left. Duncan under it. 2 outs. Ball game in progress for 25 minutes. The one on the board is because of a towering home run Albert Pujols hit with 2 outs in the first inning. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, Debbie Taylor roaming the ballpark tonight. And Debbie will be with us out of the break right after the Nats score 2 or 3 here in the second inning. We optimistically said. And here's Anderson Hernandez hitting .306. They've been really working with him the last week or so to keep his head still during his swing, and it's paid off with many line drives recently. Over 4 games he's had 9 hits, and that's okay. That's not a hittable pitch for him.
And they're not just working his offense. I was here early and they were working his defense, having him go over behind first base. Remember that play on the road trip where he didn't get behind to make a play over by the first baseman? They were working on that for a long time today.
Left center. That ball hanging up. And Duncan comes in to take it. Nationals get a leadoff walk and a base hit. They've stranded 2, 1-0 into the third. St. Louis.
Managed Jordan Zimmerman in Potomac last season, and he said that the young rookie reminds him of one of his former teammates in Toronto.
I think Jack Morris, more than anybody, was like that. I caught him toward the end of his career, and he didn't care. He was throwing 88, 89, and he was going to go after him. He made a statement one time where he told the whole team in Toronto that, hey, you give me 1, they're not going to get any. If you give me 7, they might get 6. So that's the way he pitched, and I see the same thing with him.
Randy said Jordan Zimmerman has incredible focus, and he really believes himself, and that's a good combination.
From a man who knows, Randy, a longtime Blue Jay prospect who saw some good pitching over the years up there. 1-1 to WELLEMEYER, who's 1 for 5 with the bat this year, as Zimmerman tries to take care of business against the opposing pitcher. WELLEMEYER can handle the bat a little bit. He's a career 151 batter. Two and two.
Well, the one thing, and I've talked to Jack Morris a bunch over the years, is he always felt, and this is what my father used to yell at me when he was coaching me, ice water in your veins. When you're out there, you got to be cool and calm in the worst situations, and we saw that with Jordan the first inning against the Mets. He just was able to focus, reestablish his fastball, and get big outs, and that's a big game pitcher, as he gets a strikeout right there on the pitcher. But you know, in the toughest situations, that's where you have to really persevere. You know, anybody can go out there with a 10-0 lead. Here's a little bit of those first couple of starts against the Atlanta Braves. Wonderful mechanics. There you see a wonderful breaking ball from the youngster. First road start in front of 40,000 plus people would be disconcerting to any 22-year-old.
On a very hot day.
But he just mowed down the middle of their lineup like nobody's business.
Little tapper by Schumacher. One hopper to Jordan. Right on to Johnson. And 2 quick outs here in the top of the third. And if he gets Joe Thurston, we don't have to talk about Albert Pujols for about 15 more minutes.
There was a fabulous article in Sports Illustrated on Zach Greinke, the now superstar pitcher at 25 with the Kansas City Royals. They brought him up at 20. He struggled for a couple of years.
He had anxiety disorder.
Anxiety disorder, but more importantly, he really didn't love the game the way he does now. And he always wanted to be an everyday player. But once he got rid of that and the disorder, which they're medicating him for that, he's 4-0 already, off to a great start this year. But more importantly, he wanted to come back and play.
Inside 2-0, and Jordan Zimmerman does not want to walk this batter.
No.
He struck out Thurston quickly, first time up. Best hitter in the game waiting, who's hit 2 homers in this series already. And he misses with 3 in a row to a guy who really hasn't been in the big leagues very much at all. But here he is playing third base for St. Louis, hitting nearly 280, replacing Troy Glaus.
And sometimes it's hard not taking a peek over at who's on deck and knowing that that guy just launched your best pitch a long way.
And the count's full now.
But knowing Jordan, I don't think he's fazed one bit by that. I think he will enjoy the next at bat by Albert Pujols and attack him.
And you'll see some guys step out against Jordan because he works very quickly. 3-2 pitch. Threw him a strike. Got a ground ball to Nick Johnson, who wheels and lobs it to Zimmerman. Well done by the right side of the infield. The Nats coming up in the bottom of the third. You're coming right down Half Street to Nationals Park. So get your red on Natstown. Latin music, dancers, Nationals baseball against St. Louis. First 20,000 fans receive a free Los Nacionales t-shirt. In-game tributes to celebrate the tradition of Latino ball players. 888-632-NATS, nationals.com. But you can just come to the game and buy a couple of tickets tomorrow. We'd love to see you. First pitch tomorrow, 105. Chiron Martis and Joel Pinheiro, who has won all 4 of his starts for St. Louis.
2 great first names there, Chiron and Joel.
Zimmerman at the plate, 0 for 4 with a sacrifice as a rookie hitter.
I have talked to a lot of hitters, though, about Dave Duncan, what he does with some of the pitchers that a lot of people may not know. Remember Roger Craig used to show a lot of guys the forkball?
Yeah.
I guess Dunk shows a lot of guys the little cut fastball. And it's an extra pitch for some guys that may not have a breaking ball that they can spot for strikes and things like that. So that's another pitch that I guess a lot of the hitters have to go up there and look for from the students of Dave Duncan's school of pitching.
Maybe the most famous early one was Dave Stewart out in Oakland. A career totally resurrected under LaRusse's pitching coach Dave Duncan. A guy who became a big game pitcher, an all-star, a postseason star. Guzman fouled out first time up. There's the man they called the Deacon. Right into the glove of WELLEMEYER. Guzman was playing with the bat there a little bit, showing a possible bunt. And then he tried to slap it, but he might have gotten around too early. I think he was thinking about left side because he had Joe Thurston on the move there at third base. Well played by WELLEMEYER.
Good leadoff guys trying to get on any way he can, following the pitcher, making it out. And there you see Christian Guzman. It looked like he did a slug bunt. It looked like he was offering as a bunt, pulled it back, and then tried to slap it like you said.
Outside to Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson walked for the 9th time this year. On base average creeping up over the 410 mark.
Look at that number on the national hitters.
That means your number 2 guy's doing a pretty good job of setting the table.
Ooh, yeah.
And you know what they did, Rob? They did a lot of that with Christian Guzman on the DL. So if anything, with him back, it should be a sweet part of the order, those first 4 guys.
Knowing Adam like I do, he's still mad about his first at bat. He doesn't care that he's got the average.
Mad that he walked, huh?
Yeah. He wants him all back. He wants to do well every at bat.
2-1 to Nick. Good eye. Fastball up.
I saw him out after a game 3-4 games ago. He was still fuming about a double play he hit into. That's all he could think about.
Nick Johnson. Is the ball going to get down? Yeah, it will. That ball was moving in the air a little funny on Ryan Ludwig, who might have initially thought it was going to hook to him. And Nick Johnson has a base hit. He's now hitting over 340.
This is the sweet swing of Mr. Nick Johnson. Head down. Nice and quiet. Quick through the zone. And he's got another base hit. And he brings up, more importantly, the number 3 hitter, Ryan Zimmerman.
Nick Johnson now hitting 346 to be exact. Zimmerman first pitch swinging, hit into a 6-4-3 double play first time. Way outside.
Yeah, make this guy throw you a strike. Come on, Ryan. I don't think he wants a piece of Zimmerman or Dunn.
Ryan's always been a very aggressive hitter. When he's going well, it works to his advantage, and when he's struggling, sometimes you don't have to throw him a strike to get him out. This is by far the most consistent Zimmerman we've seen in his 4 years. Numbers from Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Up there with the at-bat leaders. Ryan only had 428 last year when he missed those 50 games. But he's had a couple of times in his career when he's played every game of the year. Played 157 in 06, all 162 in 07, but he had 653 at bats. 2-1. Well outside, and WELLEMEYER could be facing Adam Dunn with 2 men aboard. That bat looks so small in his hands. Thing looks like a toy. One nothing St. Louis, bottom of the third. Nationals have had 2 hits. A couple of walks so far. Zimmerman expecting something to work with here with Adam Dunn on deck. Well, he sure paints that corner on 2 fastballs, doesn't he? Tim Welke giving him that part of the plate, at least near it.
Here's our Northrop Grumman pitch tracks. Just a little bit outside of our box, but not far and outside of Welke's box.
The information systems powerhouse, Northrop Grumman. And now Ryan Zimmerman knows if it's a fastball close out there, he's got to be hacking. Nick Johnson will be running here, full count, 2 outs. Zimmerman rips it to right center. 20-game hitting streak. Nick Johnson to third base. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. And that increases his club record hitting streak. And there really haven't been any cheap hits to keep that thing going.
No, he gets all of this one right here. It's a fastball that's got too much of the plate. See Yadier Molina set up way outside. He does not hit the location. Ryan Zimmerman hits him.
And a big spot now for Adam Dunn. Dunn walked his first time.
Here's Rick Eckstein, our hitting coach extraordinaire.
First pitch changeup, missing outside. Adam Dunn's now walked 22 times. Manny Ramirez 20 at the top of the National League. Jason Bay and Marco Scutaro, of all people, leading the American League. I didn't know Marco was hitting the ball that far. 1-1.
I wonder where he's hitting up in Toronto, though. Well, first pitch change up, and then he comes back with another change up right there. So
that baby was up a little bit too.
I don't know if Adam,
I don't think he wants to repeat that one.
No, give him 3 in a row. See what he can do.
Dunn pops it up. Molina over, Thurston in, and it's a fair ball caught by the third baseman. And Adam Dunn kicking the first base bag. Nationals strand 2 more. For you from Kewen. The youngest player to record a 20-game hit streak since 2000. He might be in the ballpark tonight playing third base. This wouldn't be a trick question, would it? Ryan Zimmerman.
He's 24, right?
Yeah, his birthday's not till September. Albert Pujols fouls one. Ryan will be 25 on September 28th. Who's a better hitter in terms of a streak than him at such an age? Albert Pujols now has 2 homers, a single, and a walk in this series. He's going to plug the gap into right center. Pulled a homer, goes to right center for a double. I don't know where you pitch this guy.
You don't. You walk him. First base is open. Here's a sequence from Jordan Zimmerman right here, following up a home run at bat. They throw him a big breaking ball for strike 1. Fastball away that he just misses and hits Jesus Flores, and then a slider that's a little bit up in the zone on the outer half, and that man is amazing.
He's batting up around 350 now.
King Albert.
Chris Duncan dumped a base hit into left center off the glove of Christian Guzman, his first time up. Now, he's only hit 2 homers, but this is a big guy with power, so he provides Pujols some protection in that lineup. They go right, left, right with Ludwig batting 5th. And that ball is hit well to right field. It's going to be 3-0 now as Duncan hits his 3rd of the year.
Fastball is going to be too much of the plate and up, and you see Chris Duncan getting plate coverage there.
Well, he went out and got that ball, didn't he?
Yeah, but he is a big, strong kid with long arms and doesn't do well with breaking balls. I would give him a steady diet of the off-speed stuff.
3-0 St. Louis. All 3 runs driven in on homers. Zimmerman's given up 3 home runs now in his first 15 major league innings. Ryan Ludwig, don't make a mistake to this guy. He hit 37 last year. Little chopper down Zimmerman's way. He can glove it. Flips on the run. Beautifully done. 1 out.
Remember, though, the first time through the league, not going to face the National League Central an awful lot. Doesn't really know the Cardinal hitters. Great breaking ball right there. And he retires a very good power guy in Ryan Ludwig. This is an amazing play, though, by Zimmerman, who consistently makes this one.
Yeah, and he makes it look easy, too.
Yep.
I put a star next to 5-3 in my scorebook just to remind myself that that was a nice play, because we just take that for granted.
And that's not that easy. There's a lot of third basemen that don't even attempt to make the throw.
Yeah.
Because they can't go underneath their body and throw it across the diamond.
And if you plant,
right,
if you take the time to plant, the runner's probably safe.
Yeah.
Rick Ankiel hit a ball over to Nick Johnson first time. St. Louis, by the way, the only team in Major League Baseball with 16 wins. The Dodgers have 15. Marlins now have 15, or they're sitting at 14, and the Red Sox have 14. Got a virtual tie in the AL East with Toronto. The Blue Jays have 15. So nobody expected this team to be this good at this point of the season. If you played the game on paper, they'd already be printing playoff tickets in Chicago. That's 2 outs as Zimmerman overmatches Ankiel, and that'll be his 4th strikeout.
Well, and that's why you play, and the New York Mets are having their struggles right now. And they went out 2 years ago. They got Johan Santana in a major trade. They go out this offseason. They get Francisco Rodriguez and J.J. Putz in a trade, and free agent on Francisco Rodriguez, and everybody's giving them the National League East. It's not that easy. You still got to play the games.
Daniel Murphy hit a 2-run homer in the top of the first at Philadelphia. The Mets added 2 more in the second. And right now they've got second and third and nobody out in the top of the third against Chan Ho Park.
Well, that 5 hole's an issue for both clubs. Livan Hernandez for the Mets, and you've got Chan Ho Park, the 5 guy for the Phillies.
No balls and 2 strikes to Yadier Molina, who really hit the ball hard first time, but Guzman stabbed his liner. 0-2 here. And Zimmerman with a good breaking ball down and away. Bare hand play. Perfect throw. And he gets 3 in a row after the Duncan 2-run homer following the Pujols double. Elijah Dukes leads off bottom of the 4th. Flores and Harris to follow. St. Louis with power tonight, leading 3-0. Flores and Harris, and Rob Dibble espoused a theory last night. By the way, they have blindfolds on tonight, and Teddy made a right turn when he was supposed to go left.
I just think unless you let Teddy Roosevelt win that president's race, we're going to continue to struggle as an organization. It's just my own theory. Maybe it's time for you bloggers and you Nats fans to weigh in. What do you think about Dibble's theory? I just think it's karma. It's not fun.
The Nats don't turn things around until Teddy starts winning some races.
It's not right that you make fun of Teddy. He's the oldest. Well, no, George Washington. You're making fun of the old guy out there. It's not right.
It's
poor Teddy.
Dukes on a breaking ball did not go, says Angel Hernandez. 1-1. Bottom of the 4th underway. Here's St. Louis with another guy you would consider a journeyman pitcher.
I said beware of
putting zeros on the board.
Cy Wellemeyer.
Kyle Loesch, Joel Pinheiro, Chris Carpenter on the DL, and he didn't hurt his arm this time. He'll be nails when he gets back.
He hurt his oblique.
Swing of the bat. Off-speed pitch, 2-2. Good take by Elijah. Wellmeyer's gone to some long counts tonight. In 3 innings, 45 pitches, 26 strikes, but he's not been very hittable. Zimmerman's ball by far the hardest hit. And Dukes will hook one down the left field line. That'll be a couple of bags for him. Ball deadens at the bottom of the wall. And Elijah Dukes pulls into second base with his 9th extra base hit of the year on his 5th double.
This is Elijah, the ex-Mo on this double down the line. Boy, he really gets on top of the ball. Look at that top spin. And then this is Elijah coming around first. It looked like he slipped coming around first. I hope he's okay. We don't need anything to happen to that young man.
Nats have a runner in scoring position for the third time tonight. And I don't know if something happened with Elijah's knee as he went around the bases. Manny Acta and Lee Kuntz, the trainer, out to check with him. He's been playing pretty much every day.
This is another look. You know, it's kind of humid here. It could be wet on the base, and it looked like he stepped on top of the base and then slipped over it. And anybody who's like stepped off a curb without knowing it was there, and all of a sudden you're stepping down on the ground and you straighten out that knee.
All right, the Nats may be in business here. Here's Jesus Flores, who dumped a base hit into left center. First time up. Jesus now 3 for his last 5. He goes up ripping, saw a pitch up and in. Hits are even at 4, but the Nats are down by 3.
Just got to chip away on this guy. Make him keep throwing pitches, but chip away, get some runs.
And a bouncer out to short. Dukes goes to third. A low throw and he's out. The rule of base running is you do not go to third base when the ball is hit in front of you, only when it's hit behind. Another poor base running decision by Elijah Dukes.
Well, that's why you know in baseball you got to hit it behind the runner to the right side. This is right in front of Elijah. He was in no man's land. He committed towards third. He went, and he gets thrown out right here. As Bob said, anytime it's in front of you on that left side, that's not good. You need to hold and stay at second.
That was a pretty good play by Joe Thurston with a throw off line. He was blocking the third base bag with his leg. Here's Willie Harris. So you trade a runner at second for one at first, and you lose some speed in the process. Pat Listash can still pick it over there.
Well, now you need Willie Harris to try to hit a double. Try to slap one down the left field line, or if he throws a bad breaking ball, pull that. Try to get to second and third right here with an out.
Willie flied to left first time up. Mets have picked up another run in the top of the third at Philadelphia, now lead 5-0.
I don't think Chant Hope Park's long for that game.
3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned.
Come on, Willie.
Braves underway at home with Houston, leading 2-1, second inning. Derek Lowe pitching there tonight. Target away on an 0-2 pitch. Anderson Hernandez next. Harris and Hernandez both flied out going the other way first time. Nats need line drives and hard ground balls by these kind of hitters. That's a breaking ball that stays upstairs, 2-2.
And I think there's a reason why Manny Acta put this kind of speed at the bottom of the order right here. It's like having a couple of leadoff guys in front of the pitcher. So you're hoping right here you can get some speed on, and then you have some speed behind Willie.
Harris will try to pull a pitch away. Should be 2. 4-6-3. Some questionable base running in that inning. And the Nats hit into a double play for the second time tonight. 5th inning, it's all St. Louis. Friday night, 3-0 Cardinals as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Now you can talk about the power, Pujols and Ludwig and Chris Duncan. I think one of the big keys for the St. Louis team, their pitchers really keep games close. These guys can relax and just hit the ball.
Yeah, and two guys that you normally wouldn't think were going to be that great. Boggs last night really held us in check, didn't give up that much. And then you see WELLEMEYER tonight. These are the home runs right there. That's a fastball that he wants back to Albert Pujols, but this is a very good hitting team. And then Chris Duncan, he's just looking dead red fastball, and you gave it to him, and you hit his bat. So, you know, these are some of the learning things that he's going to have to learn at this level, that you can't feed fastball guys fastballs, and you can't mess with a guy like Albert Pujols, because whether you throw him a slider away, he hits it for a double, you hit him get him a fastball in the inner half, and he goes yard about 500 feet up into the mezzanine level.
Top of the 5th underway. Tyler Green leads off for St. Louis. 57 pitches, 41 strikes for Jordan Zimmerman in the first 4 innings. He's got the 8th hitter, the pitcher, top of the order. He hopes to have a quick inning and get his guys right back in the dugout. No swing, says Angel Hernandez on a breaking ball in the dirt. And the count goes to 2-2.
And one of the big things with Jordan is, okay, he's a power guy, but there's going to be some lineups like this one where you try to get them to hit your sliders and hit your changeups for ground balls and pop them up, and you don't try to strike them out. That's something he's also going to have to learn, that a 3-pitch or a 5-pitch inning is just as good as striking out the side. And that's very tough to learn at 22, but I think he's learning a valuable lesson tonight against some really good power guys, that if you make a mistake, it's going to leave the yard. And you don't want to make those kind of mistakes, because now you've put your team in a hole 3-0, and we're already a struggling team. So we don't need to be 3-0 down and then making Todd WELLEMEYER look like he's a Cy Young candidate. But it's early. It's only his 3rd major league start. He's going to make mistakes. Still got amazing stuff.
He has not walked a batter tonight, struck out 4. 2 hitters have done all the damage, Pujols and Duncan. WELLEMEYER on deck, and a 3-2 pitch to the number 8 hitter. Got him buckled with a breaking ball. He never moved, and that'll be strikeout number 5.
No, for 22, his command of his pitches is impeccable. That's a touch pitch where it's just out on his fingertips. 3-2, perfect placement. Go grab some pine.
Here's WELLEMEYER, who struck out swinging first time. Fastball whistles in there, 94. How does a guy throw 94 effortlessly?
Great mechanics. He's got great push from his legs. He's got really smooth mechanics, great balance point, and then he explodes coming off the mound. Right there's the balance, and then he pushes, and
look at WELLEMEYER.
Supplies the power to the pitcher.
Yeah, that was a 94-mile-an-hour pitch away, and he just stroked it.
That'll
right
happen.
Field. 2nd hit of the year for WELLEMEYER. He's on board with 1 out. Top of the 5th.
Here's that wonderful delivery. You see him reach for the glove. Get great alignment, throw over the top. Nice follow through. You see that leg come through.
Skip Schumacher's hit 2 ground balls.
Get you a 3rd right here. Double up. You got the pitcher running. Clogging up the bases.
Runner going. Now, is that Tony La Russa
That's
or what?
Tony La Russa.
He will do unusual things. He just started the pitcher and tried to pull off a hit and run with his leadoff man. One ball and 1 strike.
I guess with Tony La Russa, you expect the unexpected.
Yeah, but how do you expect that?
You don't.
That's a breaking ball in there. He used to consider an 0-2 count a good time to start a runner. at certain situations.
In certain situations, it's a breaking ball count, so it does make some sense. But right now, you're playing behind the pitcher. What I'm thinking is, why are you making your pitcher do extra running out there when he's throwing a great game? You know, why do you want to wear WELLEMEYER out? To me, I'm thinking, hey, have him steal on every pitch, and let Schumacher foul off a few more, and let's get WELLEMEYER, you know, winded.
1 ball and 2 strikes, and another chopper foul. Go to MASNsports.com, look for the icon upper right hand corner, ask about the Nats. We'd love to hear some of your email questions tonight pertaining to our ball club.
I think they should ask, why don't they let Teddy win?
We know where that would be forwarded. It's all about marketing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It stays as Schumacher battles here in the top of the 5th inning. Nats at double play depth. Hernandez and Guzman up the middle. There's a twin killing ball. Guzman, Anderson, he couldn't get a handle on the throw.
That's okay, though. I think he's starting to learn not to throw it away and just eat it like a quarterback taking a sack.
And again, that is a leadoff hitter running to first. But I thought it was hit sharply enough they might even at least have a chance. So a runner at first and 2 down. We'll see if La Russa does anything with this base runner. Maybe try to get him in scoring position.
Here's a look at it. And right there. And it may have been because WELLEMEYER doesn't get down. Well, he just didn't feel comfortable letting it fly for some reason, but I'd rather have him hold it than throw it away.
Exactly. Here's Joe Thurston 0 for 2. Skip Schumacher, 1 stolen base this year. And he's not really a leadoff guy that runs a lot. His stolen base totals last year negligible, even though he hit .302. Thurston looking to bunt to get Pujols to the plate here in the 5th inning. And here's another guy into this season. He played 59 major league games since being drafted 10 years ago. And now he's hitting in front of Albert Pujols.
Perseverance pays off.
Joe Thurston from Fairfield, California, went to Sacramento Community College. They used to call it Sac City out there. It's a good junior college program.
Buck Martinez went to Sac City.
Buck is a Sacramento guy.
God, that had to be like when they started it in 1900.
Yeah. I didn't know Sacramento was a city back then.
Buck caught 17 years in the major leagues. He's been in broadcasting for at least 35, 40. I'm kidding. I love the Bucker. Buck Martinez.
Buck's great here on Masson with the Orioles.
What a head of hair on that guy, too.
Yeah.
Jeez. I hope I have all my hair when I'm his age.
Well, I don't know. Keep it up. You may not make it.
The hair or the age?
The age.
Okay.
Don't mess with the catcher now.
Never. I love my catchers.
And Thurston will hit one in the air to right field. Elijah Dukes is drifting. Oh, gosh. The way that thing came off the bat, the way he reacted, I thought it was out of here. He drifted with it and made the catch. And that keeps St. Louis off the board in the 5th inning.
Cardinals. Now, we understand that Michelle Obama will often sneak out of the White House to get her Five Guys hamburger. Well, here at Nationals Park, you don't have to sneak out. Just head out to center field, and you can get your own Five Guys hamburger. And, ooh, they are so yummy. Bob, Rob, back to you.
And evidently, those burgers aren't capable of traveling 500 feet from center field. So
they're not mobile burgers, Bob.
Booth. Evidently not.
No.
Man, I know what we need to do. You know those nice little Harris Teeter shopping bags?
Oh, yeah.
We need to give one to Debbie so she can actually put something in that bag when she makes some of her stops. Harris Teeter, a fine sponsor of Nationals baseball. And here's Anderson Hernandez, and he'll hit a little pop fly into center. And that will be caught by the shortstop, Tyler Green. The Nationals bats have gone quiet pretty much the last two nights, with the exception of Zimmerman's homer and Flores' triple last evening. Major League Baseball and People Magazine looking for individuals who've made a difference in their communities. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the 2009 All-Star Game in St. Louis. Go to peopleallstars.com. Jordan Zimmerman struck out swinging first time up. The St. Louis staff has an ERA of 3.65. Only the Pirates at 3.41 are lower in the National League. And only the Seattle Mariners at 3.47 and Kansas City at 3.62 lower over in the other league. So Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan are pulling some rabbits out of their hat with this group of guys who are pitching extremely well. And the Nats see a 4-game winner in 4 starts in Joel Pinheiro tomorrow night.
Well, and they came into tonight hitting 285 as a club. They'd scored 133 runs so far. They're in first place statistically in hitting, too. So pitching, they're 2. They're 1 in batting, and they're lousy in defense. But you said that's the right side of the infield. Pretty well-rounded ball club.
Well, the Philadelphia Phillies are showing how far defense can take you. And the St. Louis Cardinals are showing how far pitching can take you with timely hitting. There's a lesson to be learned there. Pitch the ball, catch the ball, and you don't have to hit 15 base hits every night to win. Zimmerman hit the ball well, but they're always going to play pitcher shallow the opposite way, and Ludwig was right there. 2 outs.
It's a pretty good cut right here by the young man. A pitch down and away, head down. Very nice swing.
That's a nice cut of cheese for that guy from Wisconsin. Top of the order, Christian Guzman is 0 for 2 and 0 for 7 in this series. In fact, he's 1 for 12 since coming back. He was a terror, 17 hits and 33 at bats starting the season until he got hurt. He's got a good count to work with here. WELLEMEYER throwing 91-92 with command tonight. Mixing in his breaking stuff well. Guzman, left field line, and well foul now. Nats would love to see Nick Johnson at the plate. He's been their most effective hitter tonight. Guzman takes ball 3. WELLEMEYER career record of 23 and 21, his 48th major league start. About 3/4 of his career as a reliever. And he's going to get Guzman on a little rollover grounder to Schumacher. The Nationals go quietly. Very quietly. Top of the 6th. Pujols straight ahead. be time to stop challenging Albert Pujols. Top of the 6th. That's a breaking ball in there. Pujols in this series 4 for 6, 2 homers, 3 RBIs, scoring 3 runs. Jordan had him reaching there.
No, and you just got to hit your locations, Bob. I mean, right here, you just threw 2 breaking balls away. It wouldn't be that bad to run a fastball up under his chin.
Yeah, as long as you get it inside.
Right.
They go away, and Pujols is able to reach that ball because it's elevated a bit.
And it's 3 in a row. I mean, he's just such a good hitter when it comes to recognizing pitches, whether there's the tight spin of a slider or the fastball. And I talked to his manager today, and he said this is one of the most fearless hitters he's ever managed. And talking about last night, Cabrera throwing behind him about 90-something miles an hour. Step right back in there and calmly hit a home run. It's very hard to ruffle his feathers.
And some guys get him to 0-2 and then have a hard time
putting him away.
We'll see if the young man Zimmerman can do it here. Target consistently away, and Pujols stings it right by Christian Guzman. He's 3 for 3 with everything but a triple for the cycle. Is Albert Pujols the answer to our youngest player since 2000 with a 20-game hitting streak? We thought it might be Zimmerman.
A-Rod. Jose Reyes.
You'd figure it would be a little guy like that, too. Albert Pujols, by the way, is now hitting .369. Vernon Wells of the Blue Jays. One of the best young players in baseball that not a whole lot of people know about. And Ryan, of course, on that list now. And a breaking ball smothered by Flores to Chris Duncan, who hit a 2-run homer his last time up. So the Nats well represented there. Guzman, Zimmerman.
See, that was a nice spot right there. It was on the inner half of the plate, 94, and there's no way Duncan's going to get full extension with the arm, so he knows I can't hit that. I lay off of it and takes a strike. Now you got to throw something in the dirt, make him go fishing.
1-2. Right down the middle, maybe inner half.
Got him thinking.
Duncan gave up on it, couldn't react in time. Strikeout number 6 for Zimmerman.
He got caught looking for an off-speed pitch right here, and he just throws 93 on the inner half. Great location. No way Duncan can pull the trigger on this pitch. Wonderful mechanics.
And Zimmerman having just batted at a pitch count. That's at 90. This could be his last inning. Depends on how quick the outs come, with Ludwig and Ankiel coming up and the bullpen working. Logan Kensing, who made his debut in a tight spot last night.
I don't know if you pull him yet. I mean, it's been an easy 90 pitches tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. I mean, 25 balls, 67 strikes. It's fantastic. I think you go to him and ask him how you feel.
And from what we've heard about him, you'll get an honest answer.
It's kind of getting a little bit cool. It's a nice night. You'd be facing the bottom of the order if you went back out there. There you go. 92 pitches, 66 strikes, 26 balls.
And a breaking ball hammered to deep center. Willie Harris on the run, and that ball is into the batter's eye. And Ryan Ludwig makes it 5-0. You would say this is a good fastball hitting team.
Yes, I would. Or a very good mistake hitting team. Anything up in the zone. That's why they're leading the National League in hitting right now. Came into tonight having already scored 133 runs. Now they're up to 138.
Ooh, that's a slider.
Yep, that's a hanging breaking ball. He knows it. He knows he made a mistake for the 3rd time tonight.
Here's Rick Ankiel.
That's going to happen, though.
No walks, 6 strikeouts, 3 home runs, accounting for all 5 for St. Louis. Pujols has been the catalyst. He's hit 1 and been on base for the other 2.
Well, I think the next time he faces this lineup, he'll pay a little bit more attention to detail. Make sure that those breaking balls are way farther down in the zone and the fastballs hit their locations. Stop messing with Pujols.
Yeah, and this time he had him 0-2.
Lou Piniella already said once this season, he said, we're not going to let Pujols beat us, and he walked him twice and didn't give him anything else to hit.
Cubs still lost that series.
Still lost that series, but they didn't let Pujols beat him.
Serious jamage right there. Nick Johnson to Zimmerman for the second out here in the 6th. Now, with this having happened and his next pitch about to be number 100, this is probably it.
Yeah, I would say that's it. He doesn't need to go out there for another inning. He's already given up 5.
.369 Albert Pujols batting average. Beltran leads the league at .388 going into tonight's game at Philly. Manny Ramirez at .372. But this guy is tied for the league lead in homers, and he leads the National League in RBIs now with 29. Yadier Molina 0 for 2. The rookie shortstop Tyler Green next. Man, these guys are locked in, aren't they? 8 hits for the Cardinals.
Well, you still got to keep him honest. Whether you throw 95 or 85, you still got to come in, and that's enough for Jordan Zimmerman, as Manny already made his move.
And there's no ramifications about who's batting for who at the bottom of the order. The Nats have 2, 3, and 4 due up in the 6th. So this is just a case of a young pitcher out of there after 102 pitches. Unofficially 72 strikes. Nats fans will be giving him lots of ovations over the years as he walks off the mound. Logan Kensing on the way, and St. Louis up by 5. Game 6th inning, long way to go. The Nats are into their bullpen now, trailing 5-0. Tyler Green, the rookie shortstop, in there against Logan Kensing, who pitched for the Nationals 2/3 of an inning in the 7th last night. He did give up a sac fly, a base hit, and a walk. That was the tying run when the Cardinals tied that game at 4, and then they ran away with a 9-4 victory. Upstairs 2-0. Kensing, 26 years of age, from San Antonio, designated for assignment by the Marlins over the weekend, and never left Florida, on his way to Washington. Two outs and a 2-0 pitch. That ball just outside the bag. Tyler Green just called up yesterday when Brendan Ryan went on the DL with a left hamstring pull. Green's from Raleigh, North Carolina, former first rounder 4 years ago. 30th overall player taken.
Well, I think the lesson for Jordan Zimmermann tonight is the 3-4-5 Cardinal hitters, 9 at bats, 6 hits, 3 home runs, and 5 runs scored. And that's a lesson for any young pitcher. Don't let the middle of the lineup beat you. Don't let the mashers beat you.
Yeah, there's a reason they're hitting 3-4-5. Bouncer up the middle. Guzman will go to the bag himself, and the top of the 6th is over. But more damage by the Cardinals on a Ludwig straightaway center homer. Nick Johnson's been fantastic. He's batting .346. A walk and a base hit tonight. Zimmermann and Dunn to follow, and the Nats need a big crooked number.
Hidden fees. And by Aflac, we've got you under our wing.
Beautiful Friday evening here in our nation's capital. Everything looks great except the scoreboard. Bottom of the 6th, it's time for the Nats bats to get busy. Johnson, Zimmermann, Dunn. Washington 4 hits. Shutout so far. Nick Johnson, a walk and a base hit. Nick has now hit safely in 14 of his last 15 games. Wellemeyer misses 2-0.
It's time to get this guy out of here.
You know, he's fallen behind a lot of hitters.
It is.
But how's he been able to get out?
Well, he makes us widen our strike zone.
There's a perfect example.
Yep.
2-0, and he just gets one right on the outside edge. He did it to Zimmermann last time before Zimmermann singled, but he hasn't really given in to any hitters at all.
And it frustrates them, and they expand their own strike zone, and they go after bad pitches.
An old baseball buddy of mine would call this a comfortable collar. You're in the dugout, the on-deck circle. You can't wait to get up there, and before you know it, you're 0 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
And a 2-2 to Nick. Threw him a changeup. His fastball topped out at 92 tonight. Changeup 83-84. Zimmerman, 1 for 2 with a 20-game hitting streak now, is next. Nick Johnson gets jammed and pops it up. That's the third baseman, Joe Thurston, way out there. The Nats have 1 hit since the 3rd inning. Elijah Duke's leadoff double, and then he tried to go to third base on a ball hit in front of him. That's how it's gone for the Nats. They had a leadoff double, and only 3 men batted in the inning. Ground ball and then a double play. Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 2 with a double play ball and a hard single to right center.
I've told you this story before. Our hitters hated Tom Glavine worse than Maddox and Smoltz. I mean, because he's just off the plate, and it just gets frustrating. And guys want to hit so bad, and knowing that as a pitcher, that they want to swing. And that's what Todd Wellemeyer's doing. He's teasing you just enough, and then finally you give in. You're like, all right, I can't take it anymore, and you swing at a bad pitch and pop it up or ground it out, like Willie Harris in that inning.
Yep.
You know, he went after an outside pitch, pulled it on the ground, gets doubled up. It happens. You would say this guy's pitching a good game.
91 on that one past Zimmerman.
Well, he's thrown enough junk to make this look like 101. Look at this. 91 right by you. And you could see the reaction by Ryan Zimmerman. He's not pleased.
Adam Dunn waiting, and a 2-2 to Zimmerman. Ryan will pop it up. Lazy fly balls all over this field tonight. And right there is Ludwig for the second out.
You know, and Ludwig is one of those special players, Bob. We haven't really talked about this. Not many guys bat right-handed and throw left-handed. And he's a very good power-hitting right-hander that throws left-handed out there in right field.
Adam Dunn, 0 for 2. Pardon me, 0 for 1, a walk and a pop-up. Eight fly ball outs that have been sort of popped up. One line drive to the outfield when Ankiel made that good play on Dukes back in the second. Jordan Zimmerman took one of the best swings of the night. And the 0-2 now to Adam Dunn. You look at what St. Louis has done this year. They've dominated at home, going 10-3, and they've been good on the road, 6-4. Wellemeyer due to bat first in the 7th. This pitch counts at 86. Narrowly missing there to Dunn.
His 4 starts this year, 5 innings against the Pirates, 12 hits. 7 innings against the Diamondbacks, 7 hits. 5 innings against the Mets, 10 hits. So he'll scatter a lot of hits.
Yeah. Oh, and he's going to get a strike call on a pitch off the plate to end the 6th inning. You might say he's done it the old-fashioned way. He's earned it. After 6, St. Louis leads by 5.
Jordan Zimmermann having a rough night. 5 runs given up to the St. Louis Cardinals. Middle of the order touched him up for 6 hits, 3 home runs tonight. Pujols, Duncan, Ludwig. Now the pitcher Todd Wellmeyer hits off Kensing.
Wellemeyer going right field again. Had a base hit over there last time. Dukes takes it. 7th inning underway.
This might be good for Logan Kensing, though, to stretch it out a little bit, get relaxed in a Nationals uniform. Hopefully he can straighten himself out. He's got a great arm. Very deceptive, too. Not many guys short arm it like he does.
Skip Schumacher, 0 for 3. And 2 for 8 in the series. He has a hitting streak of 11 games on the line here. I think one of the great things that good pitching does for you is that you never lose 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. When guys are feeding off each other and pitching well and keeping you in ball games, they keep you from losing streaks. And a one-hopper right in front of Guzman. Christian plays it well on target for the second out. Support local youth baseball and softball. This weekend we have an equipment drive going on here. It'll take place through Sunday. Drop off new and gently used baseball and softball gear outside the center field gates until the end of the 4th inning. $5,000 grant from the Baseball Tomorrow Fund to purchase new equipment, and donated equipment will benefit local youth baseball and softball in our area. Bases empty, 2 outs, and Joe Thurston, the hitter, 0 for 3. Kensing trying to retire his 4th consecutive hitter. Phillies have scored 3 runs at home against the Mets. And that's a 6-3 ball game now with New York on top after leading 5-0. Phillies got 3 in the 3rd, and the Mets have picked up another run in the 5th. Braves in a 2-2 game with Derek Lowe pitching. That ball hit well down the line by Thurston. And St. Louis has hit another home run. Joe Thurston's first of the year, and the first home run of his major league career. He had 2 RBIs in his career in 59 games over 7 years prior to this season.
Well, it's a 2-0 hitters count. He gets a fastball that runs back over the plate. Short little inside out swing, and he jacks one down the right field line for his first major league home run. Congratulations.
Here's Albert Pujols. I think he hit his first major league home run his first week as a rookie. It's an interesting story how Pujols got to the major leagues. Bobby Bonilla was supposed to be the starting first baseman for St. Louis in 2001. He hurt his hamstring the last week of spring training, and they called up this kid named Pujols, and he hasn't been out of the lineup since. So Bobby Bonilla is the Cardinals' version of Wally Pipp, and this is Lou Gehrig. One ball, one strike. Ball popped up right side and near the dugout. There were 2 hitters who came into this new ballpark last year that just blew us away when we watched them. Albert Pujols was one of them. I counted 12 at bats last year. He hit the ball hard 10 times. The other was Manny Ramirez after the Dodgers picked him up. Pujols is the only Cardinal other than Stan Musial to win more than 1 MVP. Ninth year for this guy. And a breaking ball up and in. Pujols in this series has swung the bat 7 times and hit it hard 5 of those. There's another one, but he laces it foul.
You know a guy's good when his peers rave about him. I was talking to Torrey Hunter today, and all he did was go on about Albert Pujols and how he's made himself a better player, better base runner. Look at this hack on a bad breaking ball.
That is a classic swing.
Yeah. Very quiet. He's got a wide open stance, just lifts the front foot up, drops it back down. And
really bends those knees. Look at him spoil that slider. He had no business even touching that ball. The other thing people tell you about Pujols is what a great human being he is. He and his wife Deidre have a foundation called the Pujols Family Foundation. It's helped fund an orphanage in the Dominican Republic. And they have a Down syndrome daughter, and they've done a lot in the St. Louis area to help out the local Down syndrome organization there. He's almost too good to be true.
Well, I heard he's like Matthew McConaughey, where he doesn't use deodorant, so he's not perfect. I'm kidding. Did you hear that one?
No.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he rubs some fruits and berries on his armpits or something. Why are so many people so weird, Bob?
Who cares?
Well, I know my wife does. She likes Matthew McConaughey.
Right, no, but
the chicks dig him. Why would you not wear deodorant, though? I'm kidding. Albert does
because he
deodorant.
can. Two-two to Pujols. Look at him stay alive. I had one clubhouse guy tell me that Albert tries to be a tough guy every once in a while in the clubhouse, and nobody believes him. He's just too nice. He is stretching out this at bat after Joe Thurston just hit his first major league home run. Pujols is at 9 this year and 328 in his career.
While we're waiting for something to happen here, let me give you his stats over 162 game schedule. 200 hits a year, 44 doubles a year, 42 homers a year. This is over his career. 130 RBI, I rounded up. 334 career batting average, 426 on base percentage, and he walks 92 times a year while only striking out 66.
Crazy numbers.
Yeah,
he is a modern day Joe DiMaggio.
Absolutely. It's good on my Nintendo. Actually,
does he ever make it out on a computer game?
Every now and then. I think it's when he's pitching to himself.
Finally, the Nats get him out after Pujols battled long and hard. That was a hard sinker. A homer by Joe Thurston, top 7. And at the stretch, the Nats are down by 6. By PNC Bank, PNC leading the way. And by Kawasaki. Beautiful night for baseball at Nationals Park in our nation's capital. Bottom of the 7th inning, Elijah Dukes leads off for Washington. Todd WELLEMEYER pitching his best game of the year. 6 shutout innings. 2 strikeouts, couple of early walks. He's had a couple of double play balls to help him out. And he's only given the Nationals 4 base hits. Nasty breaking ball to Elijah Dukes, who hooked a double down the left field line first time up. And Elijah will fly it pretty deep to center, but Ankiel is there. Classic example of getting a guy to reach on 0-2 and making it out to the biggest part of the ballpark. We have an email question from Ask About the Nats at massensports.com. Zimmerman's hat looks sweaty. Do players get new ones for each game? Ironically, Diana's last name is Wools, and a lot of the ball caps are made out of that. From Spotsylvania, Virginia.
I think today's players get as many hats as they would like. I know when I played for Marge Schott in Cincinnati, I had 1 per season.
What happened if you lost it?
You had to requisition a new one. You had to fill out a form. I kid you not. And if you wanted to get a new one, you had to give back the old one all sweaty and white salt dried on it, and she would sell it in the gift shop. I bet he gets as many hats as he wants.
Yeah. Remember Scott Olson when he pitched for the Marlins? He would soak his hat before the game, and it would be dripping, literally dripping during the game. You know, we always thought he was out there sweating his lungs out, and some of it was, but some of it was a little coolant that he had applied before the game.
And I know you won't find this hard to believe. I liked my nasty sweaty hat. I wasn't
sure
giving
you
that
did.
up.
Julian Tavares, when he was pitching for St. Louis, had a ball cap that was so nasty. Some of the other managers were wondering what was on that thing, and there was one night when he had to give up the cap during the game. Saul Rivera in the bullpen for the Nats. Jesus Flores 1 for 2, and the count is 2-2. That ball is well hit to center. Ankiel going back, and that ball is off of his glove at the top of the wall.
Another triple.
Is he going to triple for the second night in a row? 3 career triples, and 2 of them in the last 2 nights.
This misses being a home run by inches. You see Rick Ankiel give it a great effort right here, but right at the last second, it just pops out of his glove. I think the wall caused that fumble.
Look at Jesus getting the work out here.
Oh, he's motoring.
Here's Willie Harris. St. Louis plays only the third baseman, even with the bag. Everybody else is back. They're up by 6. They don't need to give the Nationals any hitting lanes by playing too shallow on the infield. Willie tonight 0 for 2 with the fly ball and a 4-6-3 double play. Willie is looking for his first RBI of the year after driving in 43 last season.
Hey, there's still a lot of outs here left in the game, and they put a 5 spot up on us in the 9th inning.
St. Louis has been a team with bullpen issues this year. Ryan Franklin doing a good job closing games for them, but they're one of the major league leaders in blown saves with 5.
See, those are the kind of stats, Bob, I like to hear.
I'm not going to tell you who has more than that. But some pretty good ball clubs have a lot of blown saves. The Dodgers with 7, Milwaukee 7, Washington 7, San Diego 6, St. Louis and Houston 5.
At least we're not all alone in that category. Right now we're the worst fielding team statistically in the National League. 22 errors.
1 and 2 to Willie Harris. Wellemeyer's 100th pitch of the night sends Willie scrambling.
Happy feet. Get out of the way. Yeah, you don't want to get hit. You just got off the disabled list. You don't want to get hurt again.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch, low and inside. Willie's having a good at bat here. The Nationals need base runners. Just as important as getting the run home is getting somebody else aboard here in the bottom of the 7th. Washington still has 8 outs with which to work. By the way, Jesus Flores leads the club in triples now. 3-2 pitch. Harris will jack one to right field. How far is this ball going? Willie has hit a home run, and the Nats are on the board. He did that 13 times last year, and for Willie Harris, his 21st career home run.
Wellemeyer over 100 pitches now. That sinker didn't sink, and Willie jumps all over it. Quick hands right through the zone. That was another question I asked Torrey Hunter today. He's got 8 home runs to start the season. I said, what does it feel like when you hit a home run? Are you trying? And he said, no, I'm just trying to hit line drives, hit the ball hard, and the ball just jumps and it surprises you. So I would think Willie Harris was just trying to hit a line drive right there, hit it hard, and it left the building.
St. Louis warming up. Jason Mott, one of their 6 right-handers. They have an 8-man bullpen with a couple of lefties. They carry 1 fewer position player than most ball clubs. So the bases are empty. Here's Anderson Hernandez. Now the Nats are looking for a base hit to start another rally. Josh Willingham has stepped to the on-deck circle to hit for Logan Kensing. So now this game far from over. And that'll be easy for Rick Ankiel in center field. Josh Willingham walked back toward the dugout, took the donut off his bat, and now with nobody on base, the Nationals will replace him with Alex Cintron. And the thinking here is that Cintron is a singles hitter. They want him on base. They don't want to use Josh Willingham as a pinch hitter unless there's an RBI opportunity.
Saul Rivera. He's going to get his shot.
Cintron slaps one left side, and Alex is still looking for his first base hit as a Nat. I hope he takes care of this so that we don't have to say this anymore. He's 0 for 8 as a pinch hitter and 0 for 12 overall. Christian Guzman on deck here in the 7th, 6-2 game now. Cintron foul tips one. Nationals called him up April 18th when Guzman pulled that left hamstring. He was off to a great start at Syracuse, hitting 9 for 18. And he's gone. So are the Nats in the 7th. Jesus Flores, his 3rd career triple to start things off. And then Willie Harris jacked one out of here, his first homer of the year. Into the 8th, St. Louis leads 6-2. So Saul Rivera comes in now. Time for him to keep this thing within 4 runs. You've always got a shot if it's 4 runs or less.
Well, that's why you play all 27 outs, Bob. You got 6 more outs to go. If you can try to get 2 more in the next inning, 2 more in the bottom of the 9th, we got a shot at tying this ball game. But Saul Rivera, very important right here to put a big goose egg up on the board.
And if the Nationals don't come back and win this game, that's still a very big thing for Willie Harris to get some badly needed at bats. He's a very important guy on this ball club.
Yeah, we got to get him going. It's nice to put speed at the bottom of the order, see what those guys can do, generate some offense down there. When the middle of the lineup right now are 2, 3, 4 guys are not getting it done, you want the bottom of the order to be able to get something done. As Chris Duncan hits a double off the right field wall.
Duncan hooking that ball into the right field corner, and he's having a big night. Duncan and Pujols are a combined 6 for 8 with 2 homers, 3 RBIs, and these guys have already scored 4 runs. It's been a struggle for Saul. 10.24 ERA coming in. 9 2/3 innings, 11 runs on 16 hits. We have never seen him this hittable. That sinker has been his forte. A good changeup, good breaking ball combination over the last 3 years. Ryan Ludwig has joined the St. Louis home run parade. They've hit 4 tonight. 2, 3, 4, and 5 have done all the damage. And there's a bouncing ball in front of the runner. Duncan retreats as he should, and that's the first out. With more on the bullpen, here's Debbie Taylor.
Well, Bob, despite the struggles of the bullpen, Manny Acta has really tried to stay positive.
We just continue to preach to the guy that they have to stick together. You know, you have to stick together and pick each other up, and that things are going to turn for the best for us. Because sometimes, you know, those guys do their job, and maybe our offense is short certain days, or some guy doesn't play good defense. So we just got to stay positive and tell those guys that things are going to continue to get better and do whatever it takes.
Manny said, too, that the team is working on finding a solution, and he also credits Kip Wells and Julian Tavares for being leaders out there in the bullpen, even though they've had some really, really challenging, tough times.
Well, Tavares had one of his toughest times of the year here last night. Saul will get that one, flipping it over to Nick Johnson for the second out off the bat of Rick Ankiel, who hasn't hit the ball out of the infield tonight. In the wins, bullpen almost unhittable. Of course, there have only been 5 of them all year. In the losses, Roy Roberts been pretty scary.
Night and day. Night and day. 66 hits in our losses.
And that bottom line jumps out at you.
40 walks just jumps right out at you.
My gosh.
Got to throw strikes coming out of the pen.
What that walk stat means compared to the innings is that the Nationals bullpen has walked almost 1 out of every 4 hitters they have faced this year. Yadier Molina 1 for 3, base hit up the middle last time. St. Louis trying to get a run back and take a 5-run lead here in the 8th. Fastball inside. And that's about where Saul has always topped out, 89, about as hard as he throws it. Mets now lead 7-3 in the 6th inning at Philadelphia. And the Braves, with Derek Lowe going, have a 6-2 lead, bottom 5 down in Atlanta. Marlins lost 8-6 at Wrigley Field today. They led 5-1. Ryan Theriot hit a grand slam to put the Cubs up 6-5. That's strike 2 to Molina.
Well, and you hit upon the walks too, Bob. And right now we lead the National League in the most walks given up. That was coming in at tonight with 96 and 183 innings pitched.
And that's why the Nats lead the league with 130 runs given up. Or trail the league, as it were. Target in. Great pitch by Rivera. Striking out Molina. Leadoff double. No damage done. Bottom of the 8th. Top of the order ahead for Washington. The Nats are still alive. 3 for 4, 9th homer. RBI total is up to 29 now. Ryan Zimmerman with a really well hit 3rd inning single to right center, extends his hitting streak to 20 games. He'll bat in this inning. And Jordan Zimmerman's toughest outing as a major league pitcher so far, victimized by 3 home run balls. Jason Mott takes over for St. Louis. Mediocre ERA in 11 ball games so far. A hit per inning and the 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. St. Louis has made all kind of defensive changes again, just like last night. I would assume Brian Barden has come into play 3rd. They've moved Thurston over to 2nd, and that usually puts Skip Schumacher out in left field, replacing Chris Duncan. There's Thurston, who hit his first major league home run tonight. And Schumacher knows how to play the outfield. He did it most of his life. Right off the end of the bat, Guzman to Barden. Easy out. Christian Guzman is 0 for 9 in this series. Next up will be Nick Johnson. Are the Nats going quietly into the night like they did last evening? Last night the Nationals did not have a hit after the 6th. Tonight they've had 2 hits since the 4th. And Johnson pops it up to left. Out goes Green. In comes Schumacher. And he misjudges the ball. And Nick Johnson trots into 2nd with a double on a ball that was untouched.
He looked like a second baseman out there in left field.
Skip Schumacher, as I mentioned, a career outfielder until the Cardinals converted him to 2nd base.
Well, you switch these guys around for defensive purposes, and right here, lack of communication with the youngster. Tyler Green in there. He's a rookie, and there you got Schumacher, and nobody's calling it. There's no communication. I got it, you take it. And there you see it drop in there for a double.
Nats get a big break. Let's see if they can take advantage, and you'd like to have Ryan Zimmerman coming up after something like that. And then Adam Dunn. This could get interesting in a hurry. And Zimmerman was pumping.
All he needs is a single right here. Need station to station. We need some ducks like the Aflac duck on the pond. Oof. That's some cheese right there, though. 96. After all that junk Wellemeyer was throwing up there.
Jason Mott, 6 foot 200, 26 years of age. Come and join us if you can for Latino Heritage Day tomorrow. Day game, 105. Chiron Martis against Joel Pinheiro. Here's a guy who is a 19th rounder making it to the major leagues. Zimmerman rocks one to left off the glove of Tyler Green. And that was a good base running play by Nick Johnson, even though he's only at 3rd base. If Tyler Green gloves that ball, Nick Johnson could have been picked off 2nd base about 40 feet away from him. So Nick waited, and then when the ball got through, he made it to 3rd base. You know, Rob, when you're down by 4, you cannot make base running mistakes by being too aggressive with Adam Dunn coming up next.
Well, watch Nick. Freeze on the line drive. Make sure it goes through. He makes sure it goes through the shortstop. And he trots on over to 3rd. So Bob is correct. You don't need to try to score on that ball right there. We need base runners. And the more hits we get with those guys on, the closer we'll get to tying the game up.
Adam Dunn could make this a 1-run game. Fastball misses up and away. Well, the Nats doing some hitting now. 2 hits in each of the last 2 innings. Willie Harris and Flores got this thing going last of the 7th. Cardinals have pitched done well in this series.
It's a good matchup right here. Power on power. This is 95 coming at a 6'6", 290-pound man. And he wins that battle.
Adam Dunn 0 for 5, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks in this series. He's been very clutch. 2 of his 6 homers, 5 of his 15 RBIs. Perfect fastball, outer half.
It's a big, strong boy right here, number 60, Jason Mott, throwing 96. A little bit more violent than Jordan Zimmerman.
Two and two.
All right, hang that slider like you did to Ryan Zimmerman.
I'd say it has a chance to go a lot further. Adam Dunn strikes out for the 5th time in this series. It'll be up to Elijah Dukes now with 2 outs.
Well, this is some fastball on the inside part of the plate. Still 95 is very tough to catch up no matter who you are. And that time he won the battle.
St. Louis pitching has held Christian Guzman and Adam Dunn to 0 for 15 in this series. Elijah 1 for 3 with a double. Breaking ball, yes.
Oh, we have 2 really good fastball guys right here. Be patient, you'll get one.
There's one.
A little bit too far out. Yep.
You know, you might be wondering, why do St. Louis pitchers get some of those strikes? I think Yadier Molina's got something to do with that. This kid really knows how to catch, how to receive the ball, how to frame it. And the 0-2. Dukes on a big breaking ball. Yadi's not that good. That's a great take by Dukes. 2 strikes, not easy to do. The Nationals are 1 big swing away from being right back at St. Louis here. And Dukes gets under a breaking ball and flies it to straightaway center field. Nationals lead 2. They've stranded 6. We go to the 9th. It's the Cardinals by 4. by Corona and Corona Light, official sponsors of the timeout. Relax responsibly. Beautiful view of our Capitol building right up South Capitol Street tonight. We go to the ninth. Nats down 6-2. Some work for Joel Hanrahan coming up. Nats Extra Post game coming up with Johnny and Ray, presented to you by Verizon Fios. Had a lot of our Verizon folks at the ballpark tonight. They came up for a visit. It was great to see all of them. And hopefully better days ahead. Jordan Zimmerman's outing, Adam Dunn, and a preview of Pinheiro Martis tomorrow. Ray's got all the analysis, and Johnny will hold it all together shortly. Tyler Green. Big breaking ball. Brian Barden, who came in on the double switch to play third base, is next. Great breaking ball by Hanrahan. He strikes out Tyler Green. So how about that game tomorrow? 1 o'clock. Rob and I will say hi to you on Masson 2. Joel Pinheiro's been outstanding for St. Louis. 4-0, 3.76 ERA. He's had a win in all of his starts, and Chiron Martos will be looking to go 3-0 for the Nats and bring down that 6.20 ERA of his. Johnny and Ray join you at 12:30. Nats Extra. Hanrahan's got a good breaking ball tonight. Barden, one of the better rookies in the league in the month of April, hitting .385, 3 homers and 7 RBIs. They got him from Arizona on waivers August 13th of '07. With Mike Rizzo out there, the Diamondbacks drafted him in the 6th round back in '02. He's out of Oregon State, and before that, St. Augustine High School in San Diego. Good looking player, 28 years of age. He's been around for a while, but he is considered a rookie. And the 0-2 from Hanrahan.
The Cardinals have always brought up older players, or gone out and gotten older players. I mean, that's one of Tony La Russa's things. Dusty Baker loves the old guys. Lou Piniella loves the old guys. So sometimes, even though they've struggled to get to the major leagues, doesn't mean Tony La Russa doesn't like them.
I think he sees something in some of those guys that can fit his ball club. I remember when he picked up Mike Gallego in St. Louis, who he had in Oakland.
Very good breaking ball here by Joel Hanrahan, and I think that what Manny Acta and Randy St. Clair are doing, get him a lot of work. Doesn't have time to really think about it in between outings, and go out there and work on your stuff.
You know, and Rob, the thing is that, you know, with the Nationals at this stage of their baseball life, and with the plan in place as it is, those kind of players don't really serve the purpose of this ball club.
Absolutely not. I mean, the Cardinals are thinking about winning the division. The Nationals are just thinking about you know, honing the skills of a lot of these young prospects that are very talented but unproven.
By far the best inning Hanrahan's had in a long, long while. Bottom of the ninth, Flores, Harris, Hernandez. The Nats need 4.
8 hits. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters were 6 for 8, and he threw the heck out of the ball. I was sitting right behind the home plate tonight. Fastball at 95, and just too much Albert Pujols. Unbelievable hitter. He made some really good pitches on him, and he just drilled the baseball like he does with every other pitcher in the league.
All right, Ray, that's ahead, Bob. Back up to you.
All right, Debbie, thank you. Thank you, Ray Knight. Johnny Holiday will be along shortly. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Blaine Boyer, picked up by the Cardinals from Atlanta. He pitched a scoreless 7th here last night. Jesus Flores is 2 for 3 as he steps in against Boyer, making his 7th appearance. And Jesus is 4 for 7 in this series with a pair of triples, 2 of his 3 career triples. Our Ford drive of the game. Willie Harris with 1 out. Flores on 3rd. Bottom of the 7th.
And well deserved too, Bob. He gets a sinker that doesn't sink and he crushes it. We've got some guys that can hit their mistakes also. Good for Willie. And there's Maniacta getting him some at bats and gets repaid with a nice 2-run home run.
Well, the ideal thing is when you're winning, you get guys at bats to keep them sharp. It's not always the easiest thing to do when your ball club is struggling like the Nats are. Off speed misses. Mets still lead 7-3, 7th inning at Philadelphia. And the Braves still lead behind Derek Lowe 6-2 in the 7th against Houston at home. Nationals in danger of falling to 5-7 here, 3-7 at home. That's a pretty nasty breaking ball right there. You got to try hard just to make contact. Willie Harris gone. St. Louis 1 out away from its major league leading 17th win of the year. They're about to go 10 games over 500. And they are 24 games into the season. I don't think anybody saw this coming, how good they would be. Johnny and Ray getting set up out there in our studio. Verizon Fios presents Nats Extra straight ahead. Anderson Hernandez hitless tonight, 3 balls in the air. Cardinals have had the Nats little guys hitting the ball in the air tonight. They haven't given in to Adam Dunn yet in this series. One and two to Anderson Hernandez. Out to short, and the Nats will go quietly in the late innings again